I always get the sweats, and my left foot starts to itch before a drop. I have done this dozens of times, many of which I didn't think I would make it back. Been around and about with the Scions, but always get the itch. This old Valkyrie piece of flying junk is still in the air. Can't believe it has taken so many anti-air shots from the Black Legion, and we're still alive. But the light is red, so we keep climbing. And until it's green, and the drop master doesn't give the go, we don't move. My name is Jacob van Steiner, Section Chief for the Sergeant Van Meer column, a hero of our company. We are the 41st Elysian Drop Troops. We are not run-of-the-mill recruits or levied army. This is what we do, and we are the best. We are calmed, but ready. The Chaos Black Legion invaded our system and all our planets once the skies turned black. We don't actually care who you are. We fought traitors, pirates, orcs, Eldar, and Chaos Marines. We've killed them all. So, beyond the study of your weaknesses and key targets, you came to us, and you will die. We come to you, you also die. We are the death that reigns from above. I remember the briefing, memorized it. Commander General Johanna Van Meer, recently promoted to commander of all armed forces of the system and from Sagimentum Command, had a battle plan. Intel gathered by deep recon units and Adeptus Custodes assistants determined that Black Legionaries are not simply on a rampage of destruction. They have established beachheads on several points of the planet, looking for something. A simultaneous combined assault has been ordered. Ground troops from Mordia, the local PDF and war host of the Adeptus Custodes, will act as the spear and then the hammer, to attack and leave nothing of the enemy. The order is to destroy and annihilate with extreme prejudice, and we will. But before that, it's us. Before the spear lands, the fire rains from the sky. That's us. We are en route to the objective, an abandoned mine that one of the sections of the Black Legion has taken. Our orders are entire regimental assault drop. Nobody is actually left on our base. The cook and the technicians. Everyone is here. Everyone trains. Everyone works. Everyone fights. The red light starts to blink and the siren starts to make noise loudly. Everyone gets ready. All eyes on the drop master. He says, "We are almost there. Lasguns on maximum potency. Melter charges first, incendiary bombs second, max potency lasguns third, and flamers fourth. Now get ready and line up on me." We do. The drop master drops first, and then we all go. I grab 2 melter bombs ready to go. I'm not playing games here. The light switches to green. "Go, go, go!" is heard everywhere, and we jump. We're dropping out of the sky. This is complete chaos. Some of my comrades are killed instantly as anti-air lasgun and heavy bolters are on us from the go. They almost got me too. Simply luck or the Emperor's blessing. We'll see, I guess. I drop the melter bombs. They are said to explode on contact and I pick up my lasgun. Everyone, of what's left of my company, drops their bombs and the ground starts to explode and we can see the anti-air fire considerably decreases. I start shooting. I think I've got one. I see a big black figure tumbling down. Suddenly, all goes to hell. One of the Valkyries explodes near me and my gravity chute malfunctions. What a piece of useless junk. I'm going to die here. I wake up a second later. I felt like I'd slept for hours. For some reason, I hit one of my shoulder thrusters with my gun. I start spinning, but at least my fall speed is less. I fall into some kind of sandbag pile and my helmet cracks. I am still alive and try to get up, but I'm attacked. This is complete chaos and some strange monster attacks me with a pipe. Cracks my arm right away. I take my side lasgun and fire. If I'm going to die, I'm going to go being the biggest problem the Chaos traitors have ever seen. I shot that chaos monster and emptied my las pack. More are coming. Chaos is everywhere. Screams and gunfire, explosions all over the place, but these monsters continue to come. There are Chaos Space Marines, but I haven't seen one because I'm still alive. Thought too soon, as the monsters surround me and hold me for this huge monstrosity that has a giant battle axe. I take my boot knife and I jump at him. I fear nothing. My knife does not even scratch the armor, but the thing falls in pieces. Maybe I am a saint, I think, or going crazy, or the monsters die around me and the wall of gold rises. Custodes and my brothers keep dropping. The day is ours. If I live or die now doesn't matter. The mission is complete. The galaxy as we know it has changed. The rise of chaos, the manifestation of the Great Rift, the increasing threat of chaos, a new time and a new way of war required a new type of soldier, fearless and ready to attack the heart of the foe, the Elysian Drop Troops. In this galaxy of danger and endless war, these elite warriors stand ready to defend the future of the Imperium. As we take you on a journey into the world of the Elysian Drop Troops, you will discover what it takes to become one of these fearless soldiers. From their rigorous selection process to their intensive training regime, every aspect of their lives has been crafted to ensure their success on the deeply dangerous, ever-changing battlefields of the 40k universe. So, buckle up and get ready to experience the thrill of being a member of the most elite fighting force the world has ever seen. This is a story of the daring troops that by sheer will and faith in the Emperor, excruciating training and preparation, alongside massive experience in combat across the many battle zones that plague the Imperium, have chosen to not only defend, but to literally jump into the heart of the fight. The Elysian Drop Troops are one of the most sophisticated, unique, and unorthodox Astra Militarum regiments in the galaxy within the forces of the Imperium. These elite soldiers are trained and prepared to be dropped into extremely dangerous and deadly combat zones where traditional forces are not able to operate effectively. They are equipped with the best technology and equipment the Imperium can issue to an Imperial Guard regiment, as the Elysian Drop Troops work in tandem and are permanently attached to every elite covert ops unit of the Tempestus Scions that take orders directly from the Administratum, allowing them to operate in a variety of environments with extreme precision and deadly accuracy. The purpose of the Elysian Drop Troops is simple yet complex: to secure the future of the Imperium by any means necessary, dropping from the skies directly into strategic enemy targets, reinforcing attacks or defences, taking out key elements of an enemy force, demolition of enemy infrastructure, vehicles and ships, fighting in ship-to-ship boarding actions in the densely travelled routes of the Segmentum Solar, as well as scouring and patrolling asteroid fields and more. They are tasked with taking on the most dangerous missions and ensuring the safety of their worlds in the Elysium system and a key route to Holy Terror, as well as assisting in the ever-changing galactic battlefield, now split in two by the Cicatrix Maledictum, as Elysia is now located near a strategic point even more crucial, plagued by orcs, pirates, and Eldar menace for centuries, and now the ever-increasing threat of an emboldened chaos threat. These are very rare guard regiments in the 40k setting that has a large number of troops that are characterized by going straight into the enemy in direct engagement on the ground, as they grind the enemy by artillery shelling and massive waves of ground troops. This is why the Elysian Drop Troopers are so sought out by high-ranking Imperial Guard top generals, as they heavily increase the chance of obtaining victory by changing the tides on a stagnated and entrenched battle zone. The origins of the Drop Troops is Elysia, a civilized verdant world located within the Elysium system in the Segmentum Solar, surrounded by large rims of asteroid fields and now very close to one of the tendrils of the Cicatrix Maledictum. The planet itself is located very close to the highly travelled routes, and very close, in 40k travel distances of course, to Armageddon and Fenris, and to Terror itself for that matter, which makes this particular system a very dangerous one, as it has been plagued by raids of Eldar, roaming orc pirates, that have plagued the sector for centuries, and now with the Great Rift, the attacks and mental strain of chaos increases every single day, as the effects of the warp in both space travel and its effect on the population of Elysia worsens every single day. The selection process for the Elysian Drop Troops regiment is not for the faint of heart. These troops are volunteers, and in order to become a recruit, the aspirant must already have done a tour of duty on Elysia's planetary defense force, and then are sent, if accepted, to various Imperial Guard training bases. The journey commences as a test of physical and mental endurance that only the bravest and most dedicated soldiers can pass. because as an airborne drop trooper, these recruits must learn to be resilient, resourceful, and quickly adaptable to the battlefield in order to survive and overcome, because any drop trooper will in any scenario always end up behind enemy lines. This is the nature of this elite regimental formation. The first stage is a grueling physical examination and testing of all sorts, where potential candidates are put through a series of rigorous and excruciating challenges to test their strength, speed, agility, resourcefulness, complex problem solving, continuous stress tests. The pressure is on permanently on recruits, and only the best of the best will make it through this stage. Next comes specific mental aptitude stress tests, where candidates are put through a series of psychological evaluations to assess their problem-solving skills, decision-making abilities, and ability to operate under extreme pressure. The tests are designed to simulate real-life situations, and they are intended to identify only the strongest and most resilient soldiers, as the Elysian Drop Troops are expected to operate in a variety of combat zones, from deep space boarding actions, covert operations of stealth, and massive war planetary assaults. And this means the individual trooper must be the absolute best in all aspects of warfare. But the selection process doesn't end there. Those who make it through these initial tests are then accepted into the intense training program, where they will face even greater challenges. The program is designed to push soldier recruits to their absolute limits, both physically and mentally, and only those who show the greatest potential will survive. The training program is a grueling experience that requires soldiers to endure the harshest conditions, both in the field and in the classroom. They will be taught the skills necessary to operate in any environment, and they will be given hands-on experience with the latest technology and weapons. This is where they will learn to be part of the world's most elite fighting force. In the end, only the best of the best will make it through the selection process, and they will become a member of the Elysian Drop Troops. This process is a true testament to the bravery and dedication of those who serve, and it is what makes the Elysian Drop Troops the ultimate guardians of the border of Segmentum Solar with the Great Rift, and the wall against the Orcs, Eldar and Chaos, who constantly seek to find a way to holy terror. When it comes to their mission, the Elysian Drop Troops are not just here to protect the Imperium of Man from external threats, but also to maintain order and stability within itself. They are equipped with the latest Imperium equipment and weapons, but they also have a deep understanding of the distinct characteristics and attributes of the adversaries they face. Trained to operate with discretion in special operations, to blend in with local populations, they are the perfect choice for missions that require a subtle touch, as well as the versatility they possess from jumping to a stealth role, then next to a spaceboarding attack, or massive war zone deployment. And here, their hard and grueling training, physical, mental and technological, gives them the ability to respond quickly and effectively to any crisis, doesn't matter how difficult it may seem, anywhere in the galaxy. They are the first to go in and the last ones out. In times of need, you just need to look up to the sky, and they are always prepared to put themselves in harm's way to ensure the safety and security of the Imperium. So now that we know that the Elysian Drop Troops are not just any ordinary infantry unit in the Imperial Guard, we can understand that they are a specialized force, chosen from among the best and most elite recruits, designed as a multiple-purpose adaptable elite force, able to carry out deep strikes behind enemy lines and wreak havoc on the enemy forces anywhere at any time and place. Their next selection process is rigorous, as only the best and most capable soldiers are chosen to undergo the challenging training required to master the tactics of airborne assault. An end result is a unit both highly skilled and battle-hardened. Their combat doctrine is centered around speed, mobility, and the maximization of the capability of the individual trooper, which makes it different from the vast majority of Imperial Guard regiments' combat doctrines, utilizing the advanced technology of their grav chutes. The grav chute is the counter-gravity suspensor field generator that is attached to the back and shoulders of the trooper, similar to an Adeptus Astari's jump pack, but of far less potency. It enables airborne troopers to jump and maneuver from an upper atmosphere jump and move mid-air in order to acquire and attack targets while descending, as an anti-gravity field will allow them to descend at attack speed, but to land safely as well. The grav chute also serves a purpose to perform a small jump from the ground to hover in the air, but the potency is not enough to make a difference. Its main aim is to maneuver the drop. The Elysian Drop Trooper is equipped, in general, beyond the specialised grav chute, with standard issue P-38 jumpsuit designed to withstand impact from the environment and provide protection from kinetic impacts and weather conditions, as operations can vary drastically between missions. On top of the jumpsuit is standard issued Imperial Guard flak armour, adding extra protection while allowing mobility and not much more extra weight for the drop, and the Type 5 plasteel reinforced combat helmet. This is not standard issue, as it is designed to protect the trooper from atmospheric pressure changes from the drop, and it has a visor display for battlefield data, as the missions are mostly quick deployment and assault, and information in real time is the key to achieve tactical objectives. The massive Valkyrie Airborne Assault Troop Carrier is a heavy armoured combat airborne assault and troop deployment vehicle that can land and take off vertically, making it very useful to the precise deployment in any terrain or situation, to deploy and recover troops, to quickly infiltrate enemy-controlled zones, and launch surprise attacks dropping from high altitude into enemy positions and strategic objectives. The Elysian Drop Troops are able to overwhelm the enemy with their lightning-fast assaults, sowing confusion and chaos in their wake, even before they are seen and way before they land. However, airborne infantry attacks have weaknesses. Their lack of heavy weaponry means that they cannot hold their objectives for long in the face of determined enemy resistance after capturing it, which is why they rely on hit-and-run attacks to weaken the enemy before disappearing to repeat the process of a continuous shock lightning attack over enemy positions. The combination of their training, equipment and tactics make the Elysian Drop Troops a unique and intriguing fighting force designed to turn the tide of any battle from the depths of space to the most grueling battlefield and the quietest night special stealth operation. The Elysians use demolition charges and special weapons for armor busting and rely on their Vultures, Valkyries and Imperium Navy aircraft to deliver fearsome amounts of firepower when they identify and mark objectives from the ground or in space. Although their primary armaments are not simple lasguns, Elysian Drop Troops do not engage the enemy in conventional stand-up fights. Instead, they seek to take objectives by rapid, hard-hitting attacks and hold them with determination, using their selective targeting to neutralize enemy threats. They are equipped with the carton pattern Mark IV lasguns and different others, as special teams are equipped with melter guns, hell guns, heavy flamers, bolters, rocket launchers and mortars that can all be used mid-air to wreck any ground defences, causing extreme damage and casualties to the enemy from the air. And these weapons are then reloaded, as the Valkyrie will drop ammo crates immediately following the drop in order for the troops to reload on land and continue their devastating surprise assault. Being a drop troop unit, casualties will often be high for Elysian regiments, but this is the price they pay for their extreme mobility. They are highly trained, elite airborne infantry with a unique combat doctrine that focuses on hit-and-run tactics, ambushes, and rapid assaults to achieve objectives, eliminate enemy officers and key elements, and more. Despite the challenges they face, the Elysian Drop Troops are a formidable force, and their presence on the battlefield can turn the tide of a battle, raise morale, and turn around a situation that seemed completely lost. It is now time to talk about their latest and more relevant combat deployment of the Elysian Drop Troopers, which is not much more time after the fall of Cadia and the destruction of the planet created a series of gigantic warp rifts that would come to divide the Imperium and the galaxy as a whole. As to what we now know as the catastrophe of the destruction of the Cadian pylons by Abaddon and the 13th Black Crusade, that now has expanded the Eye of Terror, the main base and the concentration posts of the forces of the Gods of Chaos, and all sorts of renegades and traitors have expanded and continue to expand all over the galaxy. The Cicatrix Maledictum, a giant open wound on reality itself, and the biggest current threat to the Imperium and the galaxy. After this catastrophic disaster and the brutal destruction of Cadia, many worlds suffered almost simultaneous chaos invasions. Catachan, Fenris, and many more. This of course includes Elysia, which was attacked by a big force of Black Legion Chaos Marines, as they were on a quest of corruption and murder to spread the unholy horrors as they continue to look for strange Blackstone artifacts. As Elysia is in a strategic location, the Adeptus Custodes, the Guardians of the Emperor, now have switched to the war against chaos beyond the palace, and they came to Elysia's aid. As the Elysians fought against the forces of darkness, Captain General Valoris of the Shield Host, Fury of Terror, from the Adeptus Custodes arrived to their aid, turning the tides and destroying the traitors, saving Elysia at last. Thank you for watching my lore video on the Elysian Shock Troopers. I very much enjoyed making it because it is one of the best regiments, as it brings me back to my favourite sci-fi novels like Robert Heinlein's Starship Troopers, Halo's ODST game and movie, and many more instances where soldiers risk it all in almost suicidal attack maneuvers during sci-fi stories. Tell me what you think of the short story and the video. I always appreciate the feedback. Have a good one, and we'll see each other next time.